Hey guys, what's up? And welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today's video is going to be me telling you guys what to do when you get your first period, literally like right after you get it, because this has been a highly requested video for me. And I also just know that like the second you get your first period, it's like, what do I do now? And so I am here to tell you exactly what you should do like right after you get your first period, because I'm assuming you clicked on this video because you just got your first period, and if so, congratulations. It is a huge milestone in any like female's life, and so I wanted to wish you a huge congratulations. Or you've just like recently gotten your first period and you just want to know like some stuff that you should do like after you get your first period. In this video there will be 8 steps for what to do, and I'm going to be going in order from what you should do right away to what can like kind of just wait. I personally got my period over a year ago on November 6, 2020, and I definitely struggled with like, what do I do now? Like just right after I got my first period, and so I really hope that this video is going to be able to help you. By the way, this little like yellow light, if you're wondering what that is, it's literally a lamp, but for some reason it looks like just a random golden orb. Anyway, I would really love it if you could comment down below why you are here, just so I can know like if you just got your first period or if you've just like recently gotten your first period or something like that. But yeah, I really don't want to talk anymore, or why do I always say that? I do still want to talk, but instead of talking about what I'm talking about right now, I want to talk about what to do when you get your first period, like right after you get it. So let's get into the video. So I actually have my computer right here because I wrote down all 8 of the steps that you should do like right after you get your first period. So here we go. Number 1 is to tell someone. Just tell anyone that you trust. This could be a parent, a grandparent, a close friend, just like anyone that you really trust. Don't like make fun of you for this or like give it away as a secret. But I put this as number 1 because personally for me, my mom was actually like in the bathroom with me when it happened. Don't even ask, it's a really long story. So I didn't have to tell her, but I just think it is so important because like maybe it was just me, but like I feel like if she wasn't in the bathroom with me, I would have been like bursting to tell her. And I think that it's like one of the first things that you should do because it's just so important to like get it out, have someone that like you're really close with and like someone that you trust just know, so that like it's out there and then you can like celebrate because it is such a huge milestone. I would recommend telling your mom if you can. I am actually planning to make a whole video like in the future about how to tell your parents that you got your first period, so definitely subscribe if you're interested in seeing that video like later on my channel. But some ways that I can list for now, like to tell your mom or your dad or just anyone that you live with, like who's your parent or guardian, just tell them, be really open and direct. Like for example, if they're in the kitchen, just like go to the kitchen and say, I just got my period. But if you're not comfortable with doing that, maybe send them an email or maybe send them a text and just write, hey, whoever it is, like, hey mom, hey dad, I just got my first period. Or you could write whoever you're telling a note and leave it by their bed, or you could like leave it somewhere that only they will see, like if you don't want anyone else in your family to see the note. Or something funny that I was actually planning on doing with my mom if she wasn't like in the bathroom with me when I got my first period, is to take like a bunch of pads or like a bunch of tampons or like just period hygiene products in general and just take them and go into whatever room like your mom or whoever is in and just throw them all in the air and say like, surprise, I got my period. I think that's like a really funny and like kind of unique way of telling whoever you're telling. And this leads me to my next tip, which you should do next after telling someone that you got your first period, which is to stock up on pads. You need to get every single kind of pad out there. Panty liners, regular pads, maxi pads, overnight pads, because trust me, you will run out of pads so much quicker than you would expect. Like when I got my first period, for some reason I only thought that I would go through like 2 to 4 pads a day. That's like really funny to me looking back. Yeah, I probably go through like on a heavy flow day, I would say over 6 pads, and like each pack of pads only has like really enough to not even last you like a whole period if you have like a really heavy flow and you don't know what your flow is gonna be like. So I would highly recommend getting like every single kind of pad out there. You can order them online or you can go to the store, whatever works best for you, but I would recommend getting every kind of pad like if you don't already have them in your house, because when your period gets lighter, like at the end of your period, you'll want a panty liner. During the day, like on a light or medium flow day, you'll want a regular pad, and for going to sleep at night, you will definitely want an overnight pad. And I would recommend getting started with pads. I mean, everyone's different, but personally for me, like tampons are still scary to me, and I've had my period for like over a year, so I would highly recommend having like a lot of pads in the house rather than tampons. I mean, just whatever you're comfortable with. It literally just depends on like whatever you're comfortable with. So then after you are done getting some pads, stocking up on pads, everything like that, then it is time to order some black underwear, black bottoms, and black bed sheets. Because trust me, the second you get your period, you are gonna want to go online online and order packs of black underwear and like a bunch of black shorts and black pajama bottoms, or just black bottoms in general, like black jeans, and especially black bed sheets. So order it online or go to the store to buy these things, and then the second it comes, if you are still on your first period, put on the black underwear, change into the black bottoms, and put on the new black bed sheets onto your bed. This is literally just like if you don't want to ruin or stain anything, because personally for me, I cannot count how many pairs of underwear I have ruined since I got my first period, and I've come like to ruining my light colored bed sheets before, like of course after I got my first period. And I've also stained my pants before, like I'll like take off my pants and see like a few like blood spots on them, and it's not pleasant at all. So to avoid this and like just get on it like right after you get your first period, just stock up on all of this, because then you will have it for whenever you are on your period, like not just even your first period. I mean, I feel like if you've had your period for a while, we can all relate to the fact that like we all have that like black underwear we wear on our period, or like our period pants that we wear on our period, or like maybe we even change our bed sheets to black or like dark colored bed sheets when we're on our period. So then after you've stocked up on most of the essentials like pads and your black underwear and black bottoms and also black bed sheets, then it is time to download a period tracker app or buy a calendar. This is honestly ideal to do before you get your first period, just because then you already have it like downloaded on your phone, or you already have a calendar, like you don't have to go out to the store or order one online and like buy one. But honestly, since a lot of period tracker apps actually do require you to have a couple cycles like before you start logging your periods, just so that they can help you track your periods better, it is almost better to download this like just the second you get your first period, just so like you have it there, and then you can fill out all the information after you've had a few period cycles, like menstrual cycles. Or you could buy a calendar, like a physical calendar, if you don't want to track on your phone. I actually did a whole video about how to track your periods without an app, like using a physical calendar. I will link that video right here, so definitely make sure to go check that out, like if you want more information on tracking your period. But basically, just to like put it very simply, just mark the day that you got your first period like with a little P on your calendar. And this is actually not just for tracking your period, this is actually because you will want to remember this day like for the rest of your life, like the day that you got your first period, because it is very memorable. Which leads me to what you should do next, like after you get your whole period tracking system ready, which is to write a journal entry. And this is one of the hugest things that I can give you to do like right after you get your first period, because as I was saying, this is probably a time in your life that you are really going to want to remember. I mean, that's at least how it is for me, because it is a sign that like your female reproductive system is healthy, and everyone's different, but this was just like really memorable for me. I've been keeping a pretty consistent journal since the beginning of the pandemic, and I actually wrote like all about my first period, and I like told my journal that I got my first period a couple days after I got my first period. But if I could go back, I wish I had written a journal entry like the second after I got my first period, or like a few hours after I got my first period, because it's like just so raw and there and like vulnerable, and it's something that you're like really gonna want to hold on to. I mean, like these are the words that you're writing like right after you get your first period, which is gonna be so amazing for you to look back on. Write down how it happened, where you were, the date, the time you got it, how you're feeling about it, who you've told so far, and just anything that you want to include about your first period experience. Future you will be very happy that you did this. It's also good, like not even just for your first period, but just like have a kind of like period journal to write down how you're feeling, like all your mood swings, and just like about your periods for every time you get your period in the future. So if you've just gotten your first period, whip out a journal, or just like whip out a piece of paper and get like a writing utensil, like a pen or a pencil, and write all about your first period, because I promise you will really want to cherish this and like hold on to it and remember it someday. So after you have written your journal entry, the next thing for you to do is to go eat some foods that are rich in iron, and also go eat some dark chocolate. Iron basically creates more red blood cells, and since you're gonna be starting to lose like so much blood when you're on your first period and just like periods in the future, it is so important to start like nourishing your body with very iron rich foods. I will put a little list right here of like all the foods that are really rich in iron that you should go eat like right now, like if you just got your first period. I mean, not obviously like all of them, but you know what I mean. Some of these foods that are rich with iron you can get and eat yourself, or even like as a part of you telling your parents or like whoever you're telling that you got your first period, you can say to them, hey, I just got my first period, can you make something for dinner that's like really rich in iron, because I'm like losing so much blood and I want to make up for all of that blood that I'm losing. Also, go eat a little bit of dark chocolate, because if you didn't know already, dark chocolate has actually been scientifically proven to really help reduce any cramps that you have, and also just make yourself feel better in general when you are on your period. And you can even do this like to kind of just celebrate, like you can totally do this as a celebratory thing, like just go have a bar of dark chocolate to celebrate your first period, because you totally deserve it. So the next thing for you to do, like after you have gone and eaten all of the foods that are really good for you to eat on your period, is to go talk to your parent or guardian about pain medication. And this is something that's like honestly really important to do if you are already experiencing cramps or like back pain or just like PMS period symptoms that you really want to relieve. It's important to have this conversation now, so that like in the future, like when you have a period and like you're in pain, or like just right now, like when you're in pain, you don't have to like just suffer alone. It's just really important to go up to whoever's taking care of you and ask, hey, I just got my first period, I am in a little bit of pain, can we talk about pain medication options? You can take children's Tylenol, children's Motrin, or just regular Tylenol or Advil, but it is very, very important when you are under 18 especially to talk to your parent or guardian or doctor about the proper dosage and like how to properly take medication, because taking medication is no joke, guys. It's very, very serious. So it is very important to maybe get your parent or guardian to teach you like how to take it properly, or even just like dole out the medication, like the pills for you. And if you are not able to swallow pills yet, like honestly I wasn't able to swallow pills up until like a couple years ago. Then as I said, there is like children's Tylenol and children's Motrin, and those come in liquid form, so you can have that to relieve any like period cramps, period back pain, or just like period pain in general that you might be experiencing. Just get your parent or guardian to like show you how to take the pain medication and like teach you how to use it, just so that you have this as an option for your first period and beyond. And the last thing that you should definitely do like right after you get your first period, but this comes kind of like after you finish your first ever period, is to put together a period kit for at home and at school. I know that a lot of people might think that this is ideal to do like before getting your period, and it honestly is. I mean, there are pros and cons to doing it like both before you get your first period and after you get your first period, but I honestly think that it's smart to do like after you finish your first period, because then you know what you need like when you have a period. Like after you go through your first period, you'll know, okay, I need a heating pad, but I might not need like this, like insert blank here. You'll probably not know like what you personally need to like survive having a period until you have gone through one period or like a few periods yourself. Like for example, for some reason I always thought that I would need portable sanitary wipes, and I never ever use those. So now I just pack like a little bottle of hand sanitizer. So when you're on your first period, figure out what you need, what works for you, and then pack all of that stuff that you need like when you're on your period in your period kits. Getting duplicates for all of your period supplies, just so that you have enough to put in your period kit at home and in your period kit at school. I actually did a whole video on packing a first period survival kit. I will link that video right here if you want to check out like in more detail like what to include in a first period survival kit. And I've also done a whole video about what to buy to survive having a period, so if you're interested in both of those, I will link them down below for you guys to go check out. Doing this is just another way to help you feel even more relaxed and prepared and less scared when you get your first period. Anyway guys, that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching it. I really hope that this video was able to help any one of you out there who has just gotten your first period or has just recently gotten your first period. Just like anyone out there who's new to having periods and like needs to know what to do like right after you get your first period. If you are watching this and you have just gotten your first period or like you've gotten it recently, I wanted to say again a huge congratulations. And also just remember that like you're not alone. Like if you're scared that you just got your first period and like you're kind of just feeling weird about it, this is so common for like everyone who gets their first period. I mean, I felt like so weirded out when I got my first period, even though I was looking forward to getting my first period. I don't even know why I was doing that, because it's like literally not something to look forward to, but I had no idea what it was gonna be like. And so if you're just kind of like stuck there like not really knowing what to do when you get your first period, I really hope that this helped you like know what to do like right after you get your first period. So yeah, before you leave, please like this video, and if you made it to the end of this video, comment down below first period struggles, because I feel like when you get your first period, it comes with so many like new struggles. Of course, like different new struggles, because it's something so like new. Having blood gush out of your body every single week of every single month for like the rest of your life pretty much. And also please subscribe to my YouTube channel, because if you didn't know, I make so many other period related videos, and if you just got your first period, you might be looking for like some more period tips, period advice, period guidance, and just like period relatability in general. And I have actually a whole period playlist on my channel if you are interested in checking that out. Like if you just got your first period, you need some more help like with learning how to like get used to having a period. And I will also link down below just some other period related videos that I think you might like if you just got your first period, and also if you enjoyed this video. And yeah, that is it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching it. Congratulations on your first period, and I love you guys. Bye.